Welcome to the Kingston Creative Virtual Art Walk, your favorite dose of art on a Sunday. Of course, the theme for this art walk is visual arts. So, lots for you to see, but lots for you to feel. We have a special treat for you today, a virtual mural tour. Yes, you will experience all the beautiful murals painted across downtown Kingston. Please share with us what you think about this experience. How do these murals make you feel? We'd love to hear it. And today we have, of course, visual artists, but photographers, poets, filmmakers, you name it, we've got it. Don't forget the Market Street, sponsored by Chadrick, where you can purchase what you see. Please support our local artists, purchase their art, their work, their crafts. Thank you so much in advance for supporting our artists in the Market Street. Let me tell you who you should expect today. Naomi, a photographer, Romona, a visual artist, Lisa, performing artist, Earth and Fullness, that's a creative project led by singer Olivia Wilmot, Latoya, Wakefield, a visual artist, Wright, a storyteller, Kristie, Stephenson, a visual artist and storyteller, Nattoo, a visual artist, Christena Williams, a poet, Chadrick, a cinematographer, Jamaica Photography Society, they'll be showing us an exhibition, Elliott, a visual artist, and of course later on we cozy up with some of our emerging artists for the Emerging Artist Talk, where we find out what they're up to, what should we expect, who are these creatives. Please join us at about 4 o'clock on our Instagram Live as we talk to these artists. Of course, we want to say thank you to all our Kingston creative volunteers for putting together this beautiful art show and exhibition every last Sunday for us. We want to thank our sponsors for sponsoring this event, the Chadrick Group, the Tourism Enhancement Fund, a division of the Ministry of Tourism. Thank you for sponsoring the Downtown Kingston Art District, and thank you to our first 50 sponsors of the Downtown Kingston Art District. We see you, we appreciate you. Now, time to get the show started. Please, this is the Kingston Creative Virtual Art Walk.
mask or not to mask? That is the question.
Excuse me. I got a question. If I do wear this mask, will my nose get flat?
Well, lady, there is no scientific evidence to suggest that if you wear a mask, your nose will flat like bread. However, if it is that you choose to wear it like a belly band and band it down like a belt, then there is no guarantee so you know it's not gonna flat like a pancake. But however, if you decide to do it that way, you depend your solo. Good luck breathing. Yo. Me have a question, yo. Man not too like them thing there, is it? Man not too like cloak up on them thing there, sort of mass business, yo. Yo, would I really know what go on faith, you don't know. Man a gangster, you know, is it?
Well, let me add, I have been wearing a mask and I feel so cute because I've had lots of kisses blown my way. And I like to see those men. They are so handsome in their mask. It's like, you know, they're like a handsome ninja from a movie. That is like so cool.
No comment.
Yo, well, if the ladies them like it, then you don't know. Yo, give me a master. Yo, give me two. Yeah. Give me two favorite day of the week. Yeah, man. Yeah. Youngster. For life. For the ladies, them is it.
As I was saying, to mask or not to mask? That is the question.
Earth and the Fullness. Olivia from Earth and the Fullness. Going to play some music, share some good vibes. Here from Kingston, island-wide, all across Jamaica, all around the world, sending love. Big up Kingston Creative. This song is called Awakening. What is a mystery now? Do you know? Did somebody tell you so? Afraid of darkness, afraid of surprise. What do you see when you close your eyes? I guess it shows I'm open now. Jah come and visit me in my dreams, in vision sound. This is awakening. Ooh. Missing our history, missing our past. How long do you think we'd last? They know something you need to know. So join me and let's go. It's truly so. It's open now. Life come and live in me today and for all time. Building and visioning. Ooh. This next song is called Living in the Joy. I see the day dawning. This is to be that day. Don't worry about nothing. Revolution will take you up. More love is the plan. Well, Emperor Selassie, I the King of Kings. Fly over them. Fly over them. Oh, you're living in the joy Rastafari brings. Sing with me, yeah. Sing with me, yeah. We are the people, and we gon' live that life true and right. As we climb to the top, they can't even wonder. Instantly asunder. Emperor Selassie, I the King of Kings. said we're living in the joy Rastafari brings. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, one step juggle, then you rock and call me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Sing with me, yeah. Sing with me, yeah. We know the value and are learning day by day, that we are beyond value. Don't give up, no, no. Be love and patience, yeah. Emperor Selassie, I the King of Kings. I said we're living in the joy inspiration brings. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, one step juggle, then you rock and call me. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Sing with me, yeah. Sing with me, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Living in the joy. Living in the joy. We're living in the joy. Living in the joy. Yeah, yeah. So as we awaken, as we build and vision and live in the joy, let your will be done, and let each of us be that will of love. This song is called Your Will Be Done. Family secrets are way too long to come home. Home. The message of memory calling you, come home. Never forget you did. Live as one, and in the gift of this life you live, Your will be done. Oh, oh, oh. Crystal steady, we are one. Live your shady, Your will be done. Oh, oh, oh. Your will be done. Love is a temple and the greatest song that we know. Love is the answer and the cause of moving on. Moving on. Every commander must face the law that is shown, the only one that is shown. Ultimate measure creates the seed that can grow. Grow, crystal steady. We are one. Live your shady, Your will be done. Oh, oh, oh. Your will be done. da 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 da. Na na na. Na 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 na. Crystal steady. We are one. We are one. Leave your shady. Jah will be done. Oh, oh, oh. Jah will be done. Give thanks and bless the Lord.
The right to breathe. After travailing with this precious soul, she anticipates seeing her newborn, longing to receive him whole. But there was an eternity of silence. She waited impatiently for her child to be received, as the doctors and the midwife desperately tried to get the child to breathe. Decades passed. The child becomes a man, whatever his journey, full of character, charisma, educated, deep, chocolate, desirable, bold, talented, intelligent, gentle, yet strong. But a brewing storm of execration became a proverbial butcher's knife, ignoring any thought of reason. As the globe struggles from a massive pandemic, they watched helplessly while evil consumed fury and took another man's life. I can't breathe will forever be carried in the trade winds, opening the Pandora's box of bigotry. Transatlantic blood-stained merchants, their profits from building nations, 4 centuries of torture and dark history of the ugliness of inhumane dealings to humanity through slavery. Please, I can't breathe. Forced face down on the ground, suffocated by evil kneeling, the noose on the throat lynching, determined to silence the request, the pleadings to live, to speak to his mother who gave him his first breath. Silenced by 9 minutes of slow, painful torture. A storm broke out with voices evoking a tsunami of emotions from hearts whose ethnicity, religion, profession, or other stood up for the right to live, to breathe, to not be subjected to degradation of this nature. A soul that was denied, pleading for mercy in humility as his life ebbed away, to just speak to his mother one last time. I can't breathe. Where is your brother Cain? His blood cries out from the earth to me. In unison, countless voices in language some don't even understand. We are our brother's keeper. As they penned history, breaking down walls, symbols of the ugly past that continues to haunt us even among ourselves, who still cries out for justice and mercy and our mother's compassion. I can't breathe. By Christena, Wright.
This is a story of a train crash that happened in Kendal, Jamaica in 1957. The passengers were coming back to Kingston from a Catholic church excursion to Montego Bay. First-hand accounts describe hooligans and roughnecks on board. One individual said he was going to cut the lights so he could trouble the girls in the dark, but instead he cuts the airline to the brakes. 3 whistles were heard, and the sensation of flying and being tossed around, and then darkness, moaning and crying. Some of these hooligans and roughnecks took jewelry off of people who were hurt, alive, and in pain. Many who died that day are said to have continued their journey home in spirit. A taxi operator is said to have dropped off a girl at her gate, only to be told she was one of the dead victims. Southern trees bear a strange fruit. Blood on the leaves and blood at the root. Black bodies swinging in the southern breeze. Strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees. Pastoral scene of the gallant south. The bulging eyes and the twisted mouth. Scent of magnolias, sweet and fresh. Then the sudden smell of burning flesh. Here is a fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, for the sun to rot, for the tree to drop. Here is a strange and bitter crop.
Richard, why am I painting these images?
Because you have to. Now tell me, why do you have to paint these images?
Alright, so it's funny, you know, because I paint these because I want to talk about emotion and feeling, you know?
I see.
And I guess these paintings explore that narrative, and it challenges the narrative of the artwork versus the viewer, you know? Because you see, emotions, they're just chemicals in our brain, right? So when these chemicals, put them outside of the context of the brain,
and what happens?
are they still considered feelings, you know? So does that put them on a level playing field with the pigmentation that I'm using and with how I create these brush strokes? Because now these chemicals don't have anything reacting on. My paints, they're not inside anyone reacting on anybody, but they have a way how they react on persons externally.
Yeah.
So now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to like create like a direct human connection, try to challenge the human condition, you know? And with these paintings, I'm trying to create a direct line of communication, of emotional communication, by stripping away ego, which is really the noise barrier between us and what we are allowed to feel.
We are
you know? So how I think I've done that is I've given the power to the paintings per se.
I see.
You know? So what I do is I give the feelings to the painting. So instead of the painting is trying to tell the viewer how to feel, the painting is telling the viewer how it feels. You know, so this now creates a certain, it's almost like a back door to your mind and to your feelings, because now your ego is telling that you are the one who's feeling this. This is the painting being perturbed.
Yeah.
You know? And then so instead of you feeling, instead of the painting telling you what to feel, the painting is simply telling you how it feels.
Yes.
And then you empathize with the painting. And that's how the art is achieved through these works. So I'm trying to get people to digest their feelings externally, you know. So does that even answer? Is that why I'm painting these things?
What are your morning routines? What do you do every morning?
Okay, so you know, when I get up every morning, you know, I get up and you know it's funny, you know, because I feel like I have to live. I have to live with these paintings because they teach me so much every morning. I get up, you know, I see crimson is astonished, and I see indigo is aroused. I know indigo is aroused. You know, some people might say he's a little bit frightening, but no, he's not. You know, he's cool. Him chip just lick. You know, and yeah, and then I usually just get up, go to the bathroom, and there you have the emerald is chastised looking. They look at me, you know. It's funny because usually when I'm creating painting, it's usually about what I can make of this painting. But now with these paintings, it's more about what can these paintings teach me, you know?
Yeah.
What can they teach me? You know, I come from the bathroom usually, and then I step in the studio. Yeah. You know, behind the studio door, boom, you have Black is Disturbed. I keep him behind the door because he stays just a little bit more intense than everyone else, you know. So yeah, there's that, and then boom, I enter the studio, and after the door behind me, you know. Well, as a matter of fact, I recently put up another one, you know. But then entering the studio, you see the blue is compromised, the twin piece, and then before you see those, you'll see the turquoise is offended. Yeah. And then you look around the studio behind me. You see the orange is Untitled, which is the first one that I did. I started this series, and the yellow is Broken, which is what gave me more of the idea of the series, you know. So it's pretty fun living with these paintings, you know. And you see, alright, you see when I started to paint these paintings, it was as if there was this thing inside me that said, yo, I need to paint these paintings. And if I don't paint these paintings, then you know, I feel like I'm missing a part of myself. I'm not understanding a part of myself. There was just this urge. So and they started as drunk paintings on IG. Legit me just painting, being drunk on IG. Wow. And then I said I really like mixing the color. I feel so alive painting these things because you know it wasn't about, you know, me trying to get the right form or the right proportion. It wasn't about that. It was just me being one with the color and really expressing that. You know, expressing my love to paint. And then I saw that a lot of things were coming out. So when I let go of some of these things, it created this type of energy that was untainted and was just true. Yeah. You know, it wasn't about like what other people think. It was so much about me, you know. About you. And that was something special. Nice. That was something really, really, really special. You know? And yeah, when I did Black is Disturbed, I remember one day I was saying, I want to do one on a big piece there, you know. I just feel to paint something pretty big. And
how that come?
How the paper.
Continue.
And you know, I just went at it. I was like, yeah, screw proportion, screw all of this, you know. I wanted this and I wanted to feel like this. It was a direct line of me creating a snapshot of what the feelings that I was feeling at the time and transfer it to the paint. So it wasn't me feeling it anymore, because when I painted that, the feeling left me. The feeling was now frozen in the painting. Yeah, you might say that, you know, a lot of work, you know, that's what art does, that allows the digest.
Yeah, because what makes it different from other artwork?
The thing is, I've taken the power and given it to the paintings, because it's now the paintings are no longer the slave, you know. The painting is not telling you what to feel. The painting is telling you how it feels. You know, so the power is to the art itself, and it's to the painting. Yeah. And you know, and there's a certain art of falling when you're creating these works, because then imagine a dark room. With every skill that you get, you know, a light turns on. There's a light that turns on within this room. And these skills are things you learn in school. You know, certain drawing convention that you learn, like proportion, form, and light and shadow. Those are all skills. Those are all lights in the room. when I'm creating these works, I have to turn off all those lights.
Ooh.
And I have to just have like one single candle that I use to go around the room and try to light my path. And that one light is like my internal light, the true connection between me and my feelings. You know, it's untainted by proportion and line weight and all those things that you learn in school that tell you what art is supposed to be. This is me. These paintings are me following my internal light.
Yeah.
You know, and trying to and seeing what that light is trying to show me, because that light is a different wavelength from the other lights.
Ooh.
You know,
It's a different
it can see a lot further. And when you look at people like Mark Rothko, you know, those large scale paintings. In order to feel these paintings, you have to bring a part of yourself to the paintings, you know. So it's almost like with these works, you know, the painting is bringing a part of itself to you. Now, can you accept what the painting is trying to tell you? To float. You know, it's because that's what these paintings feel like. They feel like floating on top of water. If you've been to a river and just fall back and let the waves carry you, that's how I feel painting them. And I think that's the experience that a lot of these paintings give the viewer. You know, people might ask like, why are you painting these things? It's so different from what you know.
Yeah, it's very different.
I think there's something special that these paintings are trying to tell me. They're really trying to teach me something special and something quite phenomenal, that, you know, there's a lesson in all this that I can bring back to my other work.
Yeah.
And you see, the thing is,
tell me,
I can't stop painting that.
Why can't you
I can't stop
painting
painting?
Richard?
Because it all boils down to is either paint or die.
I have been weeping. I have been weeping for love, for myself, plus from myself.
You stop.
Sobbing for stillness and peace of mind. However, with each tantrums, my voice became softer. And I was able to listen and observe. I'm learning to pull through the cracks of my own darkness. It's exhausting.
Was silence a defense? When did we start to retreat? Tell me, when did dignity and justice disappear? When did it not matter? Tell me, when murder was accepted? Why have you not spoken? Take a stand. Were you not watching the freedom fighters? Martin Luther King, Bob Marley, Rosa Parks, our eras? Tell me, when was silence a defense? Am I alone? Am I the only one hurting? Where has everyone gone? Close mouth? Keep silence? Well, No more. If I must be alone, I must to stand for truth, God's truth, to stand for justice, not to withdraw. I will pay the consequences. Am I in fear? Sure, it's a human sensitivity, but it's through fear that courage is built. Can I withstand? At least I will try. But I guarantee that everyone will know that I spoke out and that silence was never my defense.
The Jamaica Photography Society is committed to the responsibility of harnessing, encouraging, motivating, and mobilizing individuals with an interest in the art of photography, leisure and professional alike. The group stands ready to enhance the photographer's skills and creative vision through workshops, field trips, exhibitions, and presentations. We celebrate the beauty of our island home Jamaica and support our fellow photographers. The Jamaica Photography Society seeks to align itself with other creative entities in celebrating the art of photography within our shores and to partner with similar interests globally. We wholeheartedly support the cause of developing downtown Kingston as an art district with the objective of providing greater opportunities for creative Jamaicans. As such, we are proud to be a part of this Kingston Creative Virtual Artwalk. Here is a virtual exhibition by the members of the Jamaica Photography Society. The Jamaica Photography Society typically meets twice monthly at the Chinese Cultural Center at 22 Barbican Road, which is next door to Orchid Village. During these COVID-impacted times, however, the meetings take place solely via Zoom. If you're interested in learning more about us, please send an email to jamphotosociety@outlook.com. We can also be found on Facebook. Just search for the Jamaica Photography Society Facebook group. All images in the preceding presentation are for sale. Please contact us via our email address jamphotosociety@outlook.com for further information or to simply share your comments. We look forward to hearing from you.
winding up. We wind up as in Bali. We winding the grassroots. We wind on the. Always have a young people part. You know, the young people them always go early and sing those songs. So after the young people gone to bed, here comes the elders doing adult stuff. Yeah? Alright. Draws. song into this group of Descendants. Oh, mama,
my very first in the series, and perhaps one that will always remain prominent in the lineup. This piece was inspired by one of the early historic images of the Windrush ship, featured a viewpoint of the back of the ship as it arrives in the UK, filled with passengers ready for a new life while rebuilding the empire. It was in May of 1948 when the HMT Empire Windrush, formerly a German troop ship called the Monte Rosa, made its rounds in the Caribbean by way of Trinidad, Jamaica, and Bermuda. The purpose of this voyage was to bring eager West Indians as part of a Commonwealth contingent by Great Britain to rebuild the empire after the Second World War. In this series, I use tea elements as a metaphor for brotherhood, a welcoming gesture, and honor. In Storm in a Teacup, the breach can be seen clearly in the ornate chinaware, summoning a fast leak of corruption that has brewed over decades to the present scandal as we know it. As the voyage of many set sail to Britain, little did they realize how turbulent the future would be. May Day symbolizes the well-dressed man as he thinks of the comforts and opportunities abound at the other side of the ocean. There were people of many professions on the Windrush, including nurses, masons, carpenters, drivers, and soldiers. They would prove very useful in the UK for their hard work and dedication, but the issue of race became a block in much of society's minds. The man overboard has not been recognized, his dreams of comfort and opportunity shortchanged. As the ocean tides threatened the journey, a tropical depression develops as the Atlantic reminds us of a familiar story in history involving many boat trips of our ancestors to the islands. The Windrush story, in my mind, embodies a parallel of deceit and exploitation. Water is important in the Windrush saga, as it is a symbolic reminder of our history as Black people. The transportation to our struggles riddled with obstacles. In 1948, a passenger opportunity to the UK arose. It became apparent in the media in an ad clip in newspapers in the West Indies, a rally call for all able-bodied British citizens. For 28 or 48 pounds, one could afford this opportunity. Paper cut represents a call to service. I say service as that is what the black race has always been called to do while getting little in return. Hence the use of the spoon filled with sugar. But this is no ordinary spoon. It is adorned with a compass of meanings. The Windrush anchor means the search for stable grounding, as many West Indians were looking for better opportunities abroad and felt that service would be the perfect trade-off in this venture. As the ads of the time were read as eager hearts and eyes looked at the future, the yoke of our existence in servitude is hidden in the fine print when promises fold to paper cuts. The stirring of British West Indian history comes to a head as we try to mix a sweet future. Over the years since the first ship arrived in London, and many arrivals after that, there had been a long-standing question among politicians and some citizens in the predominantly white community. How long do we sustain the immigrant problem? The racism and suppression of basic human rights have been long since echoed throughout the decades in modern Britain. Something brewing on the horizon. Brixton brewing is the sum of the minority retaliation to years of suppression, police brutality, marginalization, and even gentrification of the black community. The piece focuses on a teacup cracked in a saucer trying to hold together under the heat of fire and protest. I felt the billowing smoke an important message to show the magnitude of racial tensions in Britain, especially in the early 1980s. Around the rim of the cup stands a motif of people symbolizing unity for the cause. Sediment, while not so much a protest piece as Brixton, highlights specifically torn pieces of the original Windrush Journeys manifest. Fill the cup in a cup, a symbolic statement of "we don't want you here." The whole scene is framed by the motif of the black community standing side by side. Deportation has been an ongoing part of the British immigration construct for decades, but the most scandalous of all situations in modern Britain has been the forged expelling of British West Indians, largely those who have legitimate UK citizenship. Deportee is an inviting cup, no cracks or burning on the outside, But inside is a different story. It all went down the drain. The spoon is waiting to add the sugar and mix, but there's nothing to mix because the substance is gone. This is a symbolic of trickery or false intentions experienced by many blacks in Britain. I have seen the effects here in Jamaica with deportations in many numbers coming back, ejected from a system that they have established a life for many years. Baggage claim echoes a similar sentiment, although this time it goes into more detail, such as used tea bags piled on each other, creating a build-up, while its strings lay outside of the cup, displaying immigration stamps and denial status. In addition, there's a face on one of the tags, barely seen but relevant. I rarely use persons directly in my work, but sometimes I do this to create a more personal effect among the other symbolism displayed. The drainage still goes on today. A justice for many and reunification with families are still yet to happen. We have seen the apparatus of punishment and persecution many times over the centuries. We have seen Jim Crow fly by night, plucking the humanity and culture from our backs. The reusables vividly reminds us of this persecution that the Windrush generation went through. The protests, the beatings, the Stephen Lawrences who lay a martyr for change in a divided Britain. The hangman's noose erected emerging from the tides as it hangs, a tea bag to be used again and again while swaying in the wind. Broken promises lay on the sands beneath as a reminder of the reception the destined manifest thought they would receive. As the empire's pot pours, the spout still remains dark-skinned, a symbol of how servitude became the purpose of an underprivileged generation. The emblem on the pot says it all. Am I not a man and a brother? Perhaps when we can have our tea and drink it, or when the outstretched hand receives it. As the Windrush generation fights on to prove their rightful place in society, a privilege that should always be a natural status, one cannot forget those that keep the flame burning for the next generation to hold. A wind rise that keeps rising as the horse from the ocean. Night of Dawn was my opportunity and perhaps my only piece in a series to feature the almost full profile of the ship itself, as it eventually sank in the Mediterranean waters in 1954. For many, it has never sank. The voices and the cries for justice, the bullhorns and social media has kept it in clear, shallow depths until one day it shall emerge and secrets will no longer be submerged. A new dawn lays ahead for those who fight for it. We have come to know the major monumental struggles and triumphs of the black race through the centuries in human rights, science, and even sports. But the point of the greatest sacrifice has often come through warfare. The drop is a painting specifically tailored in commemoration of the British West Indian troops in World War II. I have choreographed the tea bags in a falling parachute motion, which was often a method of deploying troops at the time. The major element of note is the use of British dog tags, forever etching the heroic exploits of the Negro combatant into history. But whose history? He's great on the battlefield, but second class coming off the ship to Tilbury's docks. A deepening undertow in a land he calls empire. The wars are fought with selflessness, and now the bricks of the Blitz must be picked up by shattered hands. Perhaps an undertow transpired at Tilbury docks, a tarnished reception and a begging of acceptance. We have come to know the truths of our filtering today. One day we'll make a perfect brew. Thank you for joining me on this journey. And remember to check out my website at studiomichaelelliott.com.